Hello friends. In my earlier video on components of financial statements, I had mentioned about something called third balance sheet. Let's discuss about that in today's video. Hi, my name is Pratij and welcome to Deep Dive into IFRS. So what is third balance sheet? Third balance sheet is the balance sheet as at the beginning of the preceding period. That is, we are in financial year 2024-25 right now. The preceding year would be financial year 2023-24. So the balance sheet as on 1/4/23 is called the third balance sheet. So when does an entity need to prepare third balance sheet? There are three situations. If an entity retrospectively changes its accounting policies, or if it retrospectively restates the amount in its financial statements, or an entity does a reclassification of items in financial statements, provided this change in accounting policy or restatement or reclassification has a material impact on the third balance sheet. Now let's look at four situations and analyze and check whether third balance sheet has to be prepared in those situations. Situation number one, we are in financial year 24-25 and there is a prior period item relating to the previous year, that is financial year 23-24. Now as per IAS 8, the retrospective change has to be done in that relevant period in which the error occurred, that is financial year 23-24. So in this situation, is there a need for the third balance sheet? If you look at it, the third balance sheet in this case is the balance sheet as on 1/4/23. So if you make a change in financial year 23-24, it won't have any material impact on the balance sheet as on 1/4/23. So a third balance sheet is not required in this case. Situation 2. We are in financial year 24-25 and now we come to understand that in financial year 2021, by mistake, we understated a land by 50 crores and now we have to rectify that. So as per IAS 8, the changes have to be done in financial year 2021 only. That is, the land has to be brought up by 50 crores. So the third balance sheet is the balance sheet as on 1/4/23 in this case. And if we make any change in financial year 2021, obviously the figures as on 1/4/23 would change. The land value would increase by 50 crores. So in this situation, a third balance sheet has to be prepared by the entity. Situation number 3. In this year, we are going to reclassify non-current liability or non-current asset to current liability or current asset. This is a reclassification. So in this case, does the entity need to prepare a third balance sheet? Now if you see, this is a prospective event driven reclassification because of passage of time. So as per the standard, these are not retrospective and these are event driven. So citing these considerations, this is not reclassification and a third balance sheet is not required to be prepared in this case. Situation number 4, when an entity presents interim financial statements. Now a company prepares interim financial statements when it wishes to inform its shareholders about some major business initiative, and it is always for a period less than 1 year. Now there are two sub situations here. That is, the interim financial statements can be presented as either a complete set of financial statements or as a set of condensed financial statements. Now for a complete set of financial statements, IAS 1 does apply, and if there is a retrospective change in accounting policy, retrospective restatement of figures or a reclassification of items, then the entity has to present a third balance sheet. Now on the other hand, if the company is presenting a condensed interim financial statement, then the provisions of IAS 1 do not apply here, and consequently the third balance sheet concept does not arise. Similarly, for SEBI interim results, a third balance sheet is not required. However, if on a voluntary basis you feel like you have to present the third balance sheet, then even in cases where the condensed interim financial reports are presented, you can offer a third balance sheet as well. I hope this video was useful to you guys. Till I see you in my next episode, thank you for your valuable time.